Jordan Ellis here for LowKick, mate. I'm joined by Artem Lobov, who fights in France on December 12th. How's it going, Artem?
It's going good. Thanks very much. Thanks for having me on the show.
So it's getting close to fight night now. So what stage of training are you at? Is it really starting to pick up now, or is it tapering down?
Well, yeah, it's pretty much over now. At this stage, the training is done. So now it's just get there and fight. It's at 70 kilos, so there's not much of a weight cut for me, so I don't really have to worry about that. So now it's just get in there, fight, get paid, have fun. That's it. This is the best part now.
And how has it been, this training camp? And we've obviously got the impact of COVID. You're over there with SPG in Ireland. How's it been?
Yeah, it's obviously made it difficult, to train, but I got it done. Obviously, like for example, swimming pools were closed, and I like to swim as part of my training, so I had to adjust that and not able to do some of the things. But for the most part, I've done a good camp as I've done before, so I'm happy with it. I think I'm in good shape and ready to put on a good fight for the fans.
Good to hear. And this is your return to MMA. We haven't seen you for a while now. What's kind of motivates you to make the jump back into MMA?
Well, I would be lying if I didn't say that it's just this year, Corona, whatever offer you could get, you took. It's not many shows were able to even put on, events. So I'm delighted that these guys, decided to take the risk and do it, in these crazy times. So that's been one of the reasons. But to be honest with you, I don't really mind. I want to compete across all sports, boxing, bare knuckle, K1, MMA, whatever it is, whatever the paycheck is the biggest, that's where I'll go.
Yeah, so this is just a one-fight deal with Arena Fight Championship. Is there an option to kind of extend it, or as you just said, is it just highest bidder wins in your case?
Yeah, exactly. They initially offered me a 4-fight deal, but we agreed on a 1-fight deal for now, just for this first one. Yeah, I definitely want to be working with them. We can probably work out a deal down the line where, I might be exclusively MMA with them, but, I can fight boxing and bare knuckle with appropriate notice. That's probably one of the deals we could work out. So we'll see. So far it's been a very good partnership. They've been great to work with. So I look forward to the future.
And your opponent on December 12th will be Ylies Djiroun. I just want to know what you make of him, what you've seen of him, and what you're expecting on fight night.
Yeah, he's a seasoned veteran. He's a tough guy. He number 2 lightweight in France, and France is the martial arts scene is quite well developed, even though MMA was not legal there. Judo is a national sport there. They have a lot of K1 champions over there. So this guy is no joke. He fought for PFL before. He fought all over the world. So I'm not taking him lightly. Plus, this is a weight class above my normal weight class. So yeah, I'm expecting a tough fight, as it is in all my fights. So, but it's going to be, tough fights make for great fights. They make for great entertainment. So it's going to be good.
Yeah, and he seems to be, just based off his record, he seems to be something of a submission specialist. Is that kind of what you're anticipating on fight night?
No, I think he's more of a stand-up guy, but he just has a few submissions as well. Yeah, he's well-rounded. He's good everywhere. And nowadays, that's what you will come across. You don't really get anymore like it used to be back in the day, where the guy is just a wrestler or just a stand-up guy. Nowadays, everybody is pretty well-rounded. So, yeah, I'm expecting a tough fight.
Yeah, and on the night, how do you see it working out for you? What's your plan, and how do you see yourself getting your hand raised?
Well, I'll be, I'll come in aggressive, as I always do. I'll be looking to land big shots, looking to put on a show for the fans. Every time they tune in to watch me, they know exactly what to expect. They never feel disappointed, and I'm not planning on disappointing them this time around either. So, yeah, you can expect high-paced action. You can expect, a lot of big shots, and it's going to be good as always.
Good to hear. And in terms of bare knuckle fighting championship, what's your deal with them right now? Are you still tied to them? Are you expecting to compete for them in 2021?
No, my contract had finished with them, and but yeah, I definitely, it is a place that I want to compete in. I really love the format of the sport. It's 2-minute rounds, um, which makes for great entertainment, and it's also better for your brain. Less fighting time. There's less opportunity to get injured, less opportunity to get hit in the head, and as a result, get brain damage. Because if you look at boxing, for example, about 20% of boxers retire with permanent brain damage. Those are real numbers. That's no joke. This is a dangerous sport. So if I get an opportunity to compete in a sport that is better for my brain, I certainly will take that opportunity.
Yeah, so especially your last fight was quite, it was quite a brutal fight, and it unfortunately didn't go your way. So when you're comparing it to MMA, recovery times, how you're feeling after the fights, do you feel a bit better when you're fighting the shorter rounds and things like that?
Well, no, the recovery is still quite long after bare knuckle, and it's mainly your hands. I mean, the scars they heal pretty quick. So that's not really an issue. Within a week or two, you're brand new. But the hands, they last for a long time. After my first Jason Knight fight, I couldn't really hit pads for many weeks. So yeah, that's probably the main part where the damage is done.
And for the fans, it's been great to see you and Jason Knight go at it twice. Is that trilogy something that interested you in the next year?
Yeah, I mean, why not? Wherever the money will be, whoever offers the paycheck. I mean, I don't hide it anymore. That's it. I'm gonna fight for 2 more years, and that's it. And I have to try and make as much money as I can. I'm always making sure that I'm a good business partner for any promoter that decides to work with me. I've never pulled out, which is great, because when you invest so much cost into promotion of the fight and then the fighter pulls out and you have to cancel, that's a big cost and a big risk for any promoter. With me, that risk doesn't exist. In terms of the fans, they can always expect a great show and aggressive fight. So people know exactly what they're going to get, and I would like to be happy with the paychecks that I get in return. So that's my plan for the next 2 years.
Yeah, and just speaking about money, BKFC have managed to convince Paige Vanzant to cross over and sign for them. So just want to know what you make of that sign, and I imagine money did play quite a big part in that as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great signing. Respect to Paige. She wants to try her hand at bare knuckle. Sure, why not? I respect that, and it's great for the sport. Of course, she's gonna, bring a lot of attention to the sport. So the more attention, the better. The more attention, the more money for the fighters. So bring it.
And as someone who's fought for them, would you encourage, other MMA fighters, boxers to cross over and try the hand at bare knuckle as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, why not? Especially if you're a stand-up fighter, like myself, that's been a little bit, let's say, frustrated with the takedowns, and this is a great place to be. There are no takedowns here. It's all about action. It's all about, stand-up, of course, all about boxing. So, yeah, it's certainly a great place to be, and it pays really well. So why not?
Good. And just moving on, obviously, your teammate Conor McGregor, he's got a huge fight coming up at UFC 257. What's it been like? Because it seems your fights are lining up quite nicely. Is this the first time in a while you've been able to be in camp together while you've both got fights lined up?
Yeah, I mean, we're in camp at the same time, but we haven't really had a chance to train together much this time around, mainly because of Corona. Obviously, travel has been difficult. You had to quarantine for 2 weeks anytime you left Ireland, and we're coming back, so that made it just unfeasible. And as a result, we really didn't get a chance to train together much. But I know Connor is in great shape. The team is out there now. John is there as well. Roddy, it's they have a great team over there, and he's going to be ready come January.
So will you be making the trip over to watch that fight?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I don't even know where the fight is taking place yet. I don't think they've announced it yet.
I don't think it's official, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be Fight Island.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well then, yeah. But I definitely would love to go over. Yeah, and as long as this restriction travel restrictions don't play a part, I definitely be going over the support.
And what do you see happening on Fight Night? Obviously, he's already got that quick victory over him last time, but they're both different fighters right now. How do you see it going?
I see it going the same way. People always say different, Poirier is different fighter. No, I think he's the same fighter. He was a great fighter back then. I mean, he was a top 5 featherweight. He was destroying guys, stopping guys left, right, and center. I mean, if he had won that fight against Conor, he was going to be fighting for the title next, most likely. So, do you know what I mean? He was a beast then. Then Conor just beat him, and he went back to being a beast again. You know what I mean? So, but I just feel that Conor's style is just too much for Poirier, and I feel it's going to go the exactly same way as it went the first time.
Good. And just moving on from that one, at the weekend we had a boxing card. We had Mike Tyson, Jones Jr. So I'm just curious, did you see that?
Yeah, I watched that. I enjoyed that. I was great to see Mike in good shape, healthy. The same for Roy. I enjoyed that. I thought it was a good show. It was a good fight. And yeah, it was good.
But someone who stole all kind of the headlines was Jake Paul. And I just want to obviously he's a YouTuber and he's crossing over into boxing and he got a huge knockout. What do you make of him, just as a performance on the night?
Yeah, I mean, he clearly has been training, so why not? He wants to get in there. Why not? It was a real fight. I mean, I know the guy that he's fought wasn't, the highest of levels, but, still, they both want to get in. They both looked in good shape. So why not? If people are interested in it, and clearly they were, judging by the amount of views that card produced, that's what it's all about. I mean, if somebody doesn't like it, don't watch it. You don't have to watch the whole card. You can skip some of the fights, but clearly people were interested. So to me, I see nothing wrong with that.
And post-fight, he immediately called out Conor, Dylan Dennis. From what you're hearing in the camp, are either of them fighters interested in, potentially fighting Jake Paul?
Come on, but look, in terms of him calling out Conor, who hasn't called out Conor? The truth of the matter is that calling out Conor gives you more in terms of the media than fighting most of the guys in the world. That's just the truth of the matter, so everybody calls him out. It gives you the the extra clicks, you know what I mean, the extra exposure. So that's been happening over and over and over the whole time. So I mean, there's nothing wrong with that either, so why not?
And Dennis,
But obviously that fight would never happen. Like, I mean, I'm not even going to answer that question. I don't think that's even a question. Like, I mean, come on now.
Yeah, and obviously it is a bit far-fetched, but do you think Dylan Dennis is a bit more realistic? He's a BJJ guy. He's known for his submission skills. Would he be interested in testing his hand against someone like Jake Paul?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think so. You know what I mean? I mean, Dylan is a real fighter. Do you know what I mean? So he might have fun with it or whatever, but come on, at the end of the day, Dylan is a high level, black belt. He's been in martial arts his whole life. So it wouldn't end well for Jake Paul, that fight.
Yeah, I know as MMA fans, he's only 2-0 right now, Dylan Dennis. We haven't really had the chance to see his hands that much. As someone who might have been around him, what do you make of his boxing skills and his stand-up skills?
Yeah, I mean, he's been working a lot on it. Of course, he had the knee surgery, so that, of course, kind of stopped his training a little bit. But he's working hard, and I'm sure he'll be back very soon. He wants to fight, and he'll be ready.
And in terms of yourself, are you interested in kind of getting involved in that type of stuff, some crossover fight, lacing up the gloves and having a boxing match?
Look, as long as the money makes sense, you know what I mean? I'd have nothing to gain from fighting someone like that, so it would have to be, all the gains would have to be financial, so, I would look for 7 figures for a fight like that. So,
And you said, sorry, carry on. Sorry, and you said earlier that it's just 2 years left now. So what is left to achieve for you in your career as a fighter, MMA or otherwise?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to fight as much as I can, because obviously once I know that after that there'll be no more fighting, you want to kind of get everything out of it. You want to make sure that you have no regrets. You want to make sure that when you're leaving, that you're satisfied with everything and you've had enough, and that's it. So that's my plan now. Fight as much as I can over the next 2 years, and then that's it. Adios.
And then once you're done with fighting, have you thought about what's next for you in terms of, do you just sail off to the sunset, or have you got some plans?
Yeah, I mean that's another reason why I kind of mentioned that I only have 2 years, just to kind of give myself that urgency that look, I have to do something. You've said it now, and that's it. There's no turning back. So you have to figure things out now, how for life post fighting. So we'll see over this next 2 years. That's my plan. I'll be figuring that out.